Coming up on our final episode of SEVA TV, we visit Bob's business, save our rails, and learn how to be optimistic. Stay tuned for all of this and more on SEVA TV. Hello and welcome to SEVA TV. My name is Naya and I am so excited to be your host today. Do you like to listen to the negative Nelly in your head or the optimistic side? Some students from Bell Avenue produced a video showing the positive effects of optimism.
All right, students, it is time for our math test.
Oh no, the math test. I wonder if I'm ready.
Of course you're not. You missed one question at the homework yesterday. You're going to fail.
Oh no.
Don't listen to that negative critic. Be optimistic. Think positive. You're ready.
Don't listen to that positive coach. Just think about what will happen if you fail. You may be stuck in elementary school forever.
Forever? Thinking negative never helps. You know to try your best. And you study.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, your shirt's gray.
That doesn't even deal with the test.
You're right, Coach. I'm going to be optimistic and not think negative. Get out of here, negative critic. No! Remember, students, here at Bell Avenue, we like to think positive.
You get a math test, you get a math test, you get a math test, everybody gets a math test!
Sometimes it's important to set boundaries in order to preserve friendships and prevent overstepping. Let's watch the video Setting Boundaries from Pleasant Grove High School. this next video, we talk to a true entrepreneur who owns Bob's business. Jacob from Del Campo High School has the full scoop, but first we talk to Jacob about the creative process.
My name is Jacob Miller. I go to Del Campo High School and the name of my video is Bob's Business. It took us a long time to actually get over there and do some shooting. We kept getting like distracted or like procrastinating or whatever. But once we got all our shots in, my partner was really good with like B-roll and stuff, and I mainly just kind of talked to Bob a lot. I was just kind of prepping him for the interview when we were there. One of the biggest challenges for me personally was making the music. The beat that's in it, I made myself, and it took me forever to get it right because I was going for a surfer, skater type vibe, but it kept coming out like too intense. It kept coming out more like a rap beat than like a skating beat.
Started this store in 1981 on Del Paso Boulevard. It's where I grew up. You know, I was a union carpenter, and I've always been associated with the water. I'm an ex-pro water skier. So I started selling motorized surfboards and wetsuits and all this stuff. And then one day I went to my friend and I go, dude, I want to start a skateboard store. I go, what do you think of that? And he goes, oh, that's a really bad idea. I go, okay, I'm doing it. So yeah, I started on Del Paso Boulevard at El Camino, and my first rent was like $500 a month. And it's a $2,700 investment. All the kids were out of school. They were all, kind of locked down, and they could get out and play a little bit, and the parents wanted them to play, but man, my skateboards would fly out of here, my scooters would fly out of here. It kind of killed clothing because nobody was going on vacation, even through summer. But COVID's been really good to me.
Favorite thing about working here is I get to help customers out. I get to help the kids out, especially the kids that feel like they're educated about stuff, they come in here and then they get re-educated and learn how to pay it forward. Yeah, they get mind blown of, the real definition of what they thought was the definition, So really fun helping kids out, sharing to the community.
It'll be great. We're coming into Christmas, and I've got $250,000 in skateboards and $250,000 in scooters.
I just utilize this as a tool, My boss is trying to sell the shop next year, so trying to utilize as much as I can to build my community. So far, like the people that come here and stuff, I'm a pro scooter rider, so it wouldn't be for this shop itself. If it wasn't for this shop, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I have like pro riders that come through here and show love, and I got the network and friendship just from this shop. So my future is actually going forward and continuing what I'm doing now by myself, trying to manage my own shop.
You just have to get something you want to do and follow it. But, research it, make sure that it's practical and what you're thinking about, but don't give up. I mean, if a kid from the ghetto like me can get out here and kick ass like I do, man, I've had a crazy, amazing life with this store.
Due to COVID-19, the California State Railroad Museum had to shut down. This caused a lack of income and funding. Save the Rails by Donald from Heron School hopes to encourage people to donate to the Railroad Museum.
During the coronavirus pandemic, the California State Railroad Museum was hit hard by a lack of funding and visitation. To help save our treasured museum, why not give them a visit or make a donation online? Your donation will go directly to helping preserve California's rich railroading history.
Listen up, we have 3 videos coming up demonstrating easy ways to show kindness and the benefits it has on your community.
Depression is real, especially for those who struggle to feel accepted for their identity. Even families can have a big impact.
Being open about your identity is a hard thing to do. There will always be people who won't support you, but it's a bigger problem when the people closest to you are the ones who don't support.
There are unlimited ways to identify your gender and sexual orientation. For some kids, when they tell their parents how they feel, their parents will be very supportive and understanding. It usually takes time for family and friends to understand, but most of the time they'll come around. Although for some kids, parents will refuse to believe and make excuses.
There might be someone in your life that is struggling. Take time to understand and listen. It is important that kids who are struggling feel supported so that they can be happy and confident in who they are.
In a depressed world, kindness can make someone's day.
Thank you, I appreciate that. You're so naturally pretty.
Stop. I'll cry right now, stop!
Oh, thank you.
Doing any of these simple acts of kindness can make someone's day.
Thank you, Ellie.
According to the CDC, in 2020, 49.8% of high school students experienced serious suicidal thoughts. In high school, there's a lot of work and pressure put on students. Some may be able to go through high school with no problem, while others may not. They may think that the work and the pressure is too much for them to handle, and that the constant feeling of pressure will never stop. Not only that, but the pressure from other people is another factor. Because of social media, cyberbullying has appeared. This is why you should be kind and considerate to everyone, as you may not know the situation they may have. If you or your loved ones experience suicidal thoughts, please reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, or please visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org for more information.
Colby from Casa Roble Fundamental High School has created a video to show that there are more pronouns than just 2. Stay tuned for Project Pronouns.
Project Pronouns is an idea that is being brought to life by Club Jane in journalism to teach people about pronouns, their origins, and why they're important.
The goal of Project Pronouns is to share the importance of everyone being accepted in today's society, or are starting to be accepted. Because of pronouns becoming more versatile, more people are sharing their own combinations of pronouns. We also want to share how people can respect others' pronouns, how to properly apply them, and if a mistake is made, how to apologize and move forward. We want people to feel safe with being themselves, and how this can be accomplished is by educating others on its importance. Big changes start with small steps, and we want to take these steps and give others the opportunity to take them with us.
Project Pronouns started out as an idea, a conversation topic within Club Jane. Club Jane is a feminist activist club at Casa Roble High School. The club then decided they wanted to educate others on pronouns and do the research, to then put together a presentation and video.
Pronouns are terms we use to describe ourselves in third person. There are already pronouns that society has accepted, which are she, her, and he, him, but we want to change that. Psychological studies show that when people hear he, generically they don't hear it as a gender-neutral term. Thanks to society, they only think of men. Using gender-neutral pronouns reduces mental biases that favor men and increase positive attitudes towards women and the LGBTQ community.
They, them. A lot of the times, people will make jokes which are not appreciated. Either that or it's just vague concern for unnecessary reasons, which is not fun. And it's just very uncomfortable. It's just exhausting. If there was a world where we can just move to a place where everything's like simpler with pronouns, that would be lovely. Well, I had been thinking about it for a lot of my life to change my pronouns. I had officially changed it in the winter of 7th grade, I believe. That sounds right. People should not have to compromise parts of their identity for you. That's kind of messed up. And if you want people to change for you, then let's not do that. It's not that hard, and you can work on yourself and help yourself out and help them out. And if you are confused, you can ask them respectfully, and you can learn, and you can educate yourself, and you can help yourself and more them out. And it would be amazing. Because it's kind of exhausting to get misgendered all day and be afraid to correct people and just move your life along like that.
I think misgendering happens because people judge on what they see and not get to know the person personally, so they just judge on how they look and not question it and get more information on it.
I think misgendering happens because people like to jump to conclusions before knowing others, and society likes to base what they think off what they see.
I think it happens primarily because people are confused and they just don't know what to call somebody. I think there are instances where people want to prove a point, so they will purposely do it, but I like to think that that's not as common as people think.
I feel that misgendering can be prevented, like if people educate themselves and if they actually do some research about it and how dangerous misgendering can be. Because all honesty, the reason why lots of transgender youth and stuff commit suicide is because of misgendering, and they don't feel comfortable in their own skin. But I feel like if people just educated themselves a bit more and they actually understood what it was, then the suicide rates would go down in the transgender and non-binary youth population.
Well, when we were in public, instead of looking at a person and assuming their gender, like he, her, or he, him, you can just use they instead, so you wouldn't be misgendering them as well. And in the classroom, when they make you say your name as an icebreaker, they should also ask what your pronouns are. And then if your pronouns do change, then you should be able to tell the class that the class should be a safe environment.
I think respectfully asking somebody their pronouns could prevent misgendering.
I personally use they, them pronouns. The way by using different pronouns has affected my life is by just being treated differently in social aspects. I've been actually been told that I don't deserve rights, that I'm going to hell, that all of my opinions are invalid because I don't use she, her pronouns. I've actually been told that I would get hunted down and beaten up and raped just because I use they, them pronouns. So that's just some of the ways I've been treated differently. It made me feel really sad because I'm just a human being, and just by using different pronouns, I shouldn't be disrespected just because of that. I decided to use these pronouns a little bit over a year ago. I think it's important because it can just affect someone's mental health by disrespecting them, even if it's just as a joke. With so many people having the mentality of, oh, it's just a joke. So many trans people are getting misgendered all the time, and that is really hurting them as a human being. So I think it's just really important to use it so it helps trans people.
In this PSA from Creative Connections Arts Academy, students want to share the importance of not judging people by how they look.
Yeah, look like a kindergartner. Hey, that was mean. Don't judge a book by its cover. That means don't judge someone by how they look. Okay, I'm sorry. It's okay. We can still be friends. Yeah. Remember, don't judge a book by its cover.
The students at Del Paso Manor Elementary School recently banded together and formed their own businesses. Truman has the full story. Let's see what he learned while making this video.
I have learned that making a video is tiring and hard, but then once you finish, it's awesome to see your entire piece come together. We learned about interviewing and how to get different types of shots and lots of sequencing and that type of stuff. It takes a while and you're often it's not gonna come out how you want it to, but you just have to keep trying until it comes out how you want it to.
Miss Muncie's third grade class has been working on student-led stores. The students do everything. 3 of them even created the original idea for it. Here is Damon, Declan, and Diamond to explain the creative process that went on in creating the stores.
I was bored, so then I started making cat dollars, these bookmarks with cats on them. I was looking at this dollar bookmark that I got from the library, and then I started a store.
Damon said to go to Declan to buy stuff from him, and all I had was books. I thought it was cool just to sell.
Damon made a bucket and he made the money, and then we all came up with the idea with the store. I figured people would like the things that were made there.
The students have gotten creative with all aspects of the project. Some have started their own stores, and others have started working for other people's stores. They figure out what items to sell, what kind of money to make, and who to hire. They shared with me their favorite part of the experience.
My favorite part is that everyone's kind, and if we have an argument, we just go and have a meeting.
My favorite experience is playing with puppets.
I like making the posters and giving the stuff. You get to make stuff, and you don't have to just use real money. You could just make money.
My favorite part is probably the creativity and collaboration that happens during store time. Since it was 100% student idea, they're highly engaged in the activity, and it's a great opportunity for me to kind of step back and let them be in charge of their own learning.
Every store continues to grow and evolve in its own way.
It spread throughout the classroom, and before I knew it, pretty much everybody in the class had developed their own store with a small group of friends, and that's the way it started.
My Name Is Not My Name by Moth is a video that shows the importance of names and how names are not always black or white.
My name is not my name. It's an illustration I hide behind, a mirror that reflects off of me. I wish my real name would fly away like a bird, and the one I hold close would stay next to me. While the other one left for the winter, my old is connected to me, like a dead relative you never knew. To sum it up, I gave myself a name to reflect who I am, but that name, I guess my birth, was given to me, and that reminds me of my past, not that who I am now. I'm my name, not my name. People don't get it, so what is it? That makes no sense. It's all about you. So what do I say? The confusing truth or a lie they might like, but damages me. But they don't know. All they've ever known is their name. But for each time my name is called, I want to scream, but I hold it back, waiting till I can finally be me. So when teachers call on me, or I shake a hand, and they ask my name, all I can say is my name is not my name.
Often, a friend in distress just needs some comfort. Jason has some tips on how to comfort classmates and friends.
Have you ever wondered how to comfort a classmate? I checked in with Mrs. Gallo, our DPM counselor, to learn more.
Body language and tone and facial expression play a really large role. When comforting a classmate, I think it's important to practice active listening or listening with your whole body so your classmate really feels listened to and heard.
She also shared signs that we should look for when a classmate is sad.
Might be avoiding eye contact. They might have their head down on their desk or in their lap. And they might want to be alone or seem withdrawn.
So, how can you help?
Ways that we can do this, first and foremost, is eye contact. So you want to make sure you're looking at them. When you're speaking, you want to make sure you have an open body so your arms aren't crossed.
Mrs. Gallo also shared some next steps to support your classmate.
Say having a very calm voice, and I also think nodding. So nodding your head and really acknowledging what is being said.
So what other things can you do to help a classmate?
I think you can offer to sit with them. You might want to encourage them to write some feelings down on paper. Sometimes that might be easier than verbalizing how you feel.
The next time you see a classmate needing comfort, remember to try these tips.
That's all we have for you today, but guess what? We have more episodes and even more videos. So if you want to check out anything else brought to you by SECC, like the SEVAs, go to secctv.org for more information. My name is Naya, and thanks for joining me for this episode of SEVA TV. See you next time.